After 37 regular season events, 8 months of competition, 3 playoff events, shrinking the field from 125 now down to 30, it all comes down to this: the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola, capping off the season-long race for the FedExCup.
Welcome to PGA Tour Today, presented by MasterCard.
Hello everyone, I'm Casey Black. There are 5 players in the field this week who control their own destiny, meaning if any of the top 5 in the FedExCup standings win the Tour Championship, they'll be crowned the next FedExCup champion. Here they are: Matt Kuchar, Dustin Johnson, Charlie Hoffman, Steve Stricker, and Paul Casey, who rank 1st through 5th respectively. They can all win it all this week. They'll be in the final 3 pairings heading out Thursday morning. Casey will be paired with Jason Day, who's 6th in the standings. They'll start out at 1:35 Eastern, while Hoffman and Stricker follow at 1:45, and Kuchar and Johnson will be in the final pairing starting at 1:55 Eastern time. The field of 30 are coming into the Tour Championship after a week off. Matt Kuchar, who leads the FedExCup standings, made the most of his time off. During the Atlanta Falcons game Sunday, he was honored during halftime and spoke about the experience during his press conference Wednesday.
I got an invite from Arthur Blank to sit in the owner's suite with him. Then they figured out a way to bring me down on the field and recognize the Tour Championship going on and myself leading the points race.
And while the other top 5 didn't get the opportunity to be honored during halftime in an NFL game, they did talk about this week and what it all means.
I feel like it's just a continuation of my years that I've played. You know, when the FedExCup started is basically when I started playing well. I've played well each of these last 4 years, and I've kind of continued that play all the way into the fall.
I'm trying not to get too caught up in it because it's a sum of money, it's a figure I'm not too familiar with. I mean, that's just... I think I approached this the same I've approached any tournament this year. I'm going in, I want to win it. It's the reason I'm here.
This is what we play for all year, is the FedExCup. So, you know, to have a chance to win here is you know, what I prepare for all year long.
And while the top 5 know what's on the line this week for them if they win, there are 25 other players in the field who know that a win can only increase their chances of winning the coveted FedExCup trophy. Phil Mickelson, who is the defending champion at the Tour Championship, is currently 10th in the FedExCup standings. In order for him to win it all, he must win this week, with the following players finishing accordingly, which include Kuchar, 5th or worse, and Dustin Johnson finishing 4th or worse. Ernie Els, who led the FedExCup standings for 22 consecutive weeks, must win this week, with Kuchar and Johnson finishing 3rd or worse, and Hoffman finishing 2nd or worse. And Jason Day, who is currently 6th in the FedExCup standings, could win it all with a win or possibly a 2nd place finish, depending on where Kuchar ends up. Bottom line, it's going to be an exciting week. Fred Albers is standing by in Atlanta with more on what we can expect now for the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola.
Hi, Casey, and welcome to Eastlake, home course of Bobby Jones. And I think Bobby would enjoy the way the course is playing this week because it is firm, it is fast, particularly the greens. They are very rock hard early in the week with a lot of fire, and it's been a hot, dry summer here in Atlanta. It's only going to get more firm and more fast. That brings a lot of players into this championship. You think of Eastlake as a bomber's golf course. Tiger Woods is one here, Phil Mickelson, Camilo Villegas, but because it is playing so firm and so fast, I think every player in the field has a legitimate shot at victory. I talked with Tim Clark, not one of the longer hitters on tour. This is a long golf course. It's a par 70, but Tim says it's playing fine simply because it is both firm and fast. There will be a premium on placing your tee ball in the fairway. You have got to approach these rock hard greens from out of the fairway in order to control the spin. Look for the player who's hitting fairways this week to have a very good tournament. Casey, you can catch all the action on the PGA Tour Network. Our broadcast begins at noon on Thursday. And check back at PGATour.com for the very latest updates. Casey?
Thank you, Fred. You can watch the opening round coverage of the Tour Championship starting at 1 o'clock Eastern on Golf Channel. But before that, you can watch Live At starting at 11:45 Thursday with John Swantek and the crew. And that's live on PGATour.com, again starting at 11:45 Eastern.
PGA Tour Today is presented by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, proud sponsor of the PGA Tour.